All right, now in this example, we're asked to find the effective annual yield to the nearest hundredth of a percent. So let me pause right there. That just means whatever number we get as a percentage, we're rounding out 2 places because this is the hundredths place. Of an account paying 5.5% compounded quarterly. So there is an account currently that has a 5.5% interest rate, and it's compounded quarterly. So the number of compounds per year is 4. It's compounded every 3 months or 4 times a year. So, well, in order to find the effective annual yield, we need the formula. And the formula looks like this. The effective annual yield is 1 plus the current rate divided by the number of compounds raised to the number of compounds, and then all of this minus 1. Now before I do this, what the effective annual yield is if you had a simple interest rate, what would that interest rate be to give you the same amount of money? So let's do this and get that percentage, and then I'll return to that point. So if I set this up, this is going to be 1 plus. Now, whenever I use a percentage in these formula, it has to be a decimal. So 5.5%, take 2 hops to the left, doop, doop, 0.055. So that's 0.055. Divide by the number of compounds, which is 4. Raise to the number of compounds, which is 4, and then subtract 1. So if I chuck this in the calculator, I'm going to open the parentheses. 1 plus 0.055 divided by 4, close the parentheses, raise to the 4th. Now if you have one of the newer calculators, you need to make sure to push the right arrow to hop down the exponent, and then minus 1. Hit enter, and I'm getting 0.056144892. Now, as a percent, they're telling us to round to the nearest hundredth. So first, I'll put this as a percentage. So take 2 hops to the right, doop, doop, and we get 5.6, and so the hundredth place would actually be right here. So I'm looking at the 1, and I look at the number right next to it. If it's 5 or bigger, this 1 will go up and become a 2. But then I look and I see that the 4 is less than 5, and so this just stays as a 1. So the effective annual yield is 5.61%. Now what that means is that if you put this same amount of money, whatever amount of money you're putting in this account, into a simple interest rate, in other words, something that's just calculated once at the end of the year, you would need one with 5.61% interest in order to wind up with the same amount of money as an account paying 5.5% interest compounded quarterly. Either way, that is the result from this formula of the effective annual yield, and that is this example.